Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the last plan with me in my 2019 Erin Condren Vertical Neutral Life Planner. This is also the last plan with me I'm going to be doing in an Erin Condren indefinitely. I am already moved as we speak, into the Aura Style Cloud Planner, and I am just so excited, but I do want to share this week with you guys because I think I ended this planner with the most absolute best kit. Don't even think that was grammatically correct, but like when you're excited and you're in love, you just like grammar's out the window. So I used the Christmas magic kit from ScribblePrintsCo, which is just Christmas and Disney and magic and beautifulness and everything wonderful in between, for the week of Christmas and the week that I go to Disneyland, or that I went to Disneyland with my friend Kelly. And it's so pretty. Anywhere I could and anywhere I had the appropriate stickers for, I used a holographic, sparkly glitter foil from ScribblePrintsCo. And the pauses in the speech was not for dramatic emphasis, although let's take it as that, but I thought I was going to burp, so sorry. And then everywhere else, like the bougie boxes and things like that, I used, what is it? I think only for the bougie boxes, I really used regular gold foil, or any of the scripts. Those are regular gold foil, but everything else is a sparkly gold foil, and it's so gorgeous. Like, just wait till the little wiggle at the end. It's glorious. Also, if you guys can see, I'm not putting down any of the full boxes, and the reason for that is that I was pre-planning this week. I just could not contain myself, and I needed to put down the stickers, but you know Disney gets crazy. I do a lot in Disney, so I didn't know what days were going to need a day extender, if they needed one at all. So this was my compromise. And thankfully the bougie boxes kind of help you figure out where the glitter headers go. And then I ended up putting in the full boxes like day by day until I got to, well, it was Monday and Tuesday I did day by day, because Tuesday did end up needing a day extender, which I was surprised about. Oh, also my cousins from Canada came this week. That's why I was like, I definitely don't know what days need a day extender. My cousins came, and it was just great. But I think on Wednesday, I just like filled in all the full boxes after I got home from California. So yeah, and I'm calling it now, and I'm telling you guys, this is top number one, I think, kit that I've used ever in this planner, all of it. And I can't stop staring at it. It's so perfect. Ugh, it's like absolutely perfect. There's a hair on it. But yeah. So let's see. This would be the top one kit. Then I think Hollow Magic would be second. Then my Fangirl kit would be number 3. And no. Hollow Magic. No, okay. So it's this kit. So Christmas Magic Spread. And then definitely the Toy Story, like Bennett's birthday kit, because I was flipping through my planner and I'm like, that one was amazing. So that one, then Hollow Magic, then Fangirl. Those are my top 4 kits of the year, I can confirm. Unless someone corrects me, but I literally just flipped through my planner, and like that's my ranking. It's beautiful, and it all happened at the last quarter of the year. So anyway, I'm completely digressing, but let's move on to my sidebar, where I put down a full box at the top with that double full box overlay situation that I do love. The quote is actually, I think, from Glam Planner, but then the gold glitter hollow overlay is over top, and it's so pretty. Then I put down 2 habit trackers, and I really wanted to use this tall girl because she's too beautiful not to use. There were so many boxes in this kit that I wanted to use, and this tall girl was just like everything. So I put her down, and then I just put a little square box in to write like the thing for the week. And I was going to write my cousins are coming, but I think I just wrote, we're going to Disneyland, because it's like a Disney kit. So you kind of have to put like, we're going to Disneyland. So yeah, that is my sidebar. Any of the pens, stickers, and tools I use will be listed down below. So if you guys have any questions about that, you can go ahead and check there. But if you have a specific question about a specific anything, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer that. So with that, we're going to move on to day by day. And the first thing, of course, I want to mention, which you will see, is that I put these little cute like ornament string lights on every single day. These are from Once More with Love. When she came out with these, I was super excited to use them, but then I didn't end up using them in a lot of my spreads. I wanted to use them for like a lot of the Christmas spreads, and like the holiday spreads that I did, but it just never came up. So when I was putting this down, I was like, this is the week to do it, because there's so many pretty colors, like the red, the blue, the green, then you have that neutral gray tone in the middle. Like, it's just so pretty, and I love how it turned out. It makes me so happy. It brings joy to my life. So yeah, so every single day at like wherever, the first full box that just has the bougie box in it is the one that gets the little string of lights. Not counting the day extenders, because even though those are technically 2 boxes, like you don't see them, so there was going to be no point. The first visible box got one. That was the method to my madness there. So the first thing on Monday was that at 11 o'clock in the morning, your girl took herself to go see The Last Skywalker. Why did I write The Last Skywalker? I'm about to... Does this thing still keep recording whilst I look? Rise of Skywalker? I'm a dumbass. Why did I write Last Skywalker? I think it's... I'm just not going to spoil it, but like, what? I'm dumb. Fake fan. Okay, so it's The Rise of Skywalker, but I wrote The Last Skywalker. We'll just leave that in there, because I'm not fixing it. Maybe this bumps it down from my favorite spread. I'm just kidding. I'll remember. That's why I was filming the voiceover for the Akio Christmas one, and that was like the week that I watched all the Star Wars movies except for the prequel ones. And I said oh my god, it's The Last Jedi. Oh my god, I'm confusing myself. So I kept saying The Last Jedi, and then oh my god, I don't even know. I'm telling you, they need to make up new names. Whatever. Episode 9 is what I watched on Monday morning. It was great. I really had to pee, so I got up and left at one point. But I did it when it was like the pew 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 pew, and I was like, I know I can pee real fast and I won't miss much. My like ADD makes it really hard for me to follow fight scenes very well. So I was like, this is when I'm gonna go. But I had to pee that bad. I usually don't get up from movies, but it was great. I really enjoyed it. I talked to like my fanboy friends, DM'd them, and I was like, I don't want to DM them. I didn't even want to text Andrea's husband, Nick, because I was like, I feel like I'm too emotional. Like, I'm too fangirl about it. So I texted Kirsten, who matched my sentiments about the movie. I really enjoyed it. I did hear a lot of people didn't enjoy it, but I did enjoy it. And I'm not even going to get into all, like, the craziness that's happening, like, behind the scenes of everything, because I enjoyed the movie for what it was, and it was great. And yes, I love Adam Driver and Ben Solo and Kylo Ren and Rey and all of them. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So yeah, then when I came home, me and my family exchanged gifts, and it was great. I cried. I told you I was really emotional, and especially after watching The Rise of Skywalker, I was like, it affected me. It affected me in a way that I'm embarrassed to admit, but will anyway. Oh yeah, I even put it in. I wrote overwhelmed with emotions, because that was just my whole day. My mom got me a Harry Potter trunk from Pottery Barn Teen. You know the one I'm talking about. If not, look it up. But she got me that, and I was just so floored and like so full of emotion. Like, if you know, like if you're close to me, you know I kind of get emotional over like thoughtful gifts, but I've never like full out cried. And when I saw the trunk, I cried, like ugly cried, and it was like unnecessary but hilarious. So that's what happened. Then I went to go pick up my cousin from the airport, and we were in crazy traffic for like 3 hours, like to get him like at freaking like don't fly into LaGuardia Airport. I don't care how cheap you think the tickets are and the flights are or whatever. It's just a shit show of an airport, and I don't like it. Also the holidays, like there was just crazy traffic. So I marked both of those, and then we went to go get dinner. It was me, my cousin Artur, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend. We all went to get dinner, and it was great, worth it. But the traffic was just insane. But then we went home and we just passed out because it was a long day for me. And so then on Tuesday, it was Christmas Eve, and I put that up at the top. I don't know, just like putting the holidays up at the top, since technically Christmas Eve is the eve and it should go at the bottom, but you know, whatever. So this day got a day extender, which is the reason that I didn't put down the full boxes, because I wasn't sure, but we did a lot. We went, what did I do? Oh, okay, I just wanted to fit it in that way. So me and my cousin went to the Metropolitan Museum, and my other cousins, like, they were kind of like spread out through New York, and we just met up in the same places. So me and my cousin Artur, we went to Shake Shack, and he'd never been there before, and he loved it. And then Andrea FaceTimed me, and I got hugs and kisses from Bennett, and he said my name in like Bennett speak, and it was the cutest thing ever. And like, you know, I was emotional and I was about to cry. Like the emotion, I don't think like drifted out of me until I think New Year's. So right now it's January 2nd. So like up until yesterday, I was still like an emotional wreck over everything. And your girl went to get a lightsaber as an emotional wreck. But that's farther down the week. So yeah, so we went to the Metropolitan Museum, and then we took the train down to the Brooklyn Bridge and walked across. It was Christmas Eve. There were still so many people out and about. Like, I just don't get it. I never want to travel around like Christmas time. Like, I'm just never going to do it because like the museum was packed. There's so many people everywhere. And I'm just like, stay home, people. Stay home. Stop. Why are there so many of you? Then we went to Starbucks while we waited online for Grimaldi's Pizza, which is the famous pizza place that's like right underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. We were waiting and waiting, and they were going to close at 8, and we didn't know if we would get our pizza. So I was like, has anyone tried like calling and seeing if we could just pick up the pizza? And so one of my cousin's friends calls, and they're like, yeah, we could do pickup. And I was like, oh, great. So we ordered 3 boxes of pizza for like 7 of us, and then we just found a bench and ate pizza on a bench, and it was glorious. Was I frustrated that there was a long line? Yes. But was I like over the moon when we sat down on the bench to eat pizza? Yes. Oh my God. Also, I can't believe I just skirted over it. So while we were waiting online, I needed Starbucks because I was getting like, I needed Starbucks, and the place had Irish cream. And not only did they have Irish cream, they had Irish cream cold brew. They had all the bits and pieces to it, to the point where the guy handed me the coffee, and I was like, you have made my day. Merry Christmas, and have the best New Year ever. And he was like, thank you. Like, he was happy I said it, but also very confused. But I'm like, if you had known what I'd been through to get that Irish cream cold brew, you would understand. So yeah, after we ate pizza on the bench, what else did we want to do? We wanted to go get ice cream because it was freezing, and that's what you do when it's freezing outside. You go get ice cream, but it was delicious. It was a place called Oddfellows, and they had milk and cookie ice cream. It was so good. Got it on like, what is it? A sugar cone. I always thought they're called waffle cones because to me they look like waffles, but I guess waffle cones look like waffles. But the sugar cones, like the ones that like just come in like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Those are the best. Then we were so tired and it was so cold, we ended up Ubering to the train station and then going our separate ways from there. And once I got home, me and my cousin were watching movies. We were watching them together, but also kind of like while I filmed the Accio Christmas Plan with me. Like I filmed all the footage for it and wanted to finish it up because I didn't want to fall behind on like 2 weeks or anything like that. So film the plan with me, and then we had a little movie night. We were watching Crimes of Grindelwald. He fell asleep, unbeknownst to me, because my back was to him. But, I mean, technically, I listened to the whole thing, so I left the movie night in. I ended up watching, like, a bunch of other stuff, but what was happening? Oh, it's done recording. Oh, is it still moving? Oh, okay, yeah, it's still going. I thought the voiceover, like, stopped, and I couldn't tell. But, yeah, moving on to Wednesday, it was Christmas Day, so I put that in, and then the delis were open, so we got a bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast. My sister had, like, almost a little meltdown because they put cheese in hers. She doesn't like the gooey cheese that they put in the bacon, egg, and cheeses, but that's on her. Then me and my cousin watched Love Actually because it was on HBO, and he'd never seen it before, and, like, I love that movie. Even though there's so much wrong with that movie, but I love that movie. So great. So we watched that, and then my family came over, my neighbors, and we had Hanukkah dinner on this night because my sister had not been home over like when Hanukkah actually, like the first night of Hanukkah. She was not here, so we waited till everybody had a day off, and we ended up having Hanukkah on Christmas Day, which has happened before, but this was a choice this time. So we had Hanukkah dinner, and then when everybody left, me, my cousin, my sister, and her boyfriend decorated gingerbread houses, and then my cousin's also never seen Toy Story because he's apparently been living under a rock. Do they not have Toy Story in Canada? So we watched Toy Story, and he really enjoyed it, so I was super happy. Not like I didn't think he wouldn't enjoy it, but like I was just like, how have you never seen this before? And then he fell asleep and didn't want to watch Toy Story 2, which is like on him. But I will make sure he watches the whole thing. Don't you worry. And then the last thing I marked on Wednesday was that I started my 8th and hopefully final tray of Invisalign. I can't do this anymore. I mean, I can, Like, I could have if I would have known that maybe, like, I'm, like, on, I don't know, let's say, like, tray 30 out of 50, but knowing that I was, like, kind of done, and then her giving me more, and, like, the thought of her giving me even more after this is kind of excruciating. Like, my teeth are straight. They're great. I smile with both my top and bottom teeth in pictures now, which I think has something to do with the way my teeth have shifted, but who knows? But I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready for my lingual bar. Like, let's get this going. Although she has told me she's going to try to convince me out of it. And I'm like, honey, the only reason I'm doing this is for the lingual bar. Give it to me. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to Thursday now. So on Thursday, me and my cousins met up again and went to the Museum of Natural History, which was just so many people that I could not concentrate on anything. Some little kid told me to move so he can take a picture of a seal. Like, not even excuse me or pardon me. He said with, like, the, I don't know, the depth and voice of a 50-year-old smoking man, move. And so I stood there, and his mom was, like, waiting for me to move. And I was like, I'm not moving until he says please. That was great. That was fun. But also my friend Carla came with us this day, so it was a lot of fun. I really wanted to leave the museum because I just wasn't absorbing any of the information. I didn't get to go anywhere I wanted to go. I like seeing, like, the civilization stuff more so than the, like, animals. I only like the like that room with the, what is it, the big, like, great white whale and, like, all, like, the sea life and stuff. Like, I like that room, but then take me to, like, civilizations and, like, how people lived and stuff like that. Like, I want to see all that, but I didn't get to. We saw dinosaurs, so that's why I'm putting down this little dinosaur sticker, but I didn't get to see it, and I was overwhelmed and cranky and probably hungry, but, like, I was just not having a good time. Usually I love that museum. Then we went over to Bryant Park and we walked around the holiday market. I got some waffles and dingies, and then I was still hungry, so we most of us went to Chick-fil-A to get some of that, get that spicy chicken sandwich. And then we spent about, like, an hour and a half ice skating in Bryant Park. I was helping Carla skate. She's terrified of skating, but I was trying to help her to the best of my ability. She got pretty far after, like, an hour of doing it. Like, we got her off the wall and stuff like that. But still, it was a lot of fun. And then when I got home, I started packing up everything for Disney. I brought a big suitcase with, like, 3 outfits in it, like a full-on checked bag with 3 outfits in it, because I was, like, so sure that my lightsaber that I was gonna get at Disneyland would fit in it. Spoiler alert, even taking the blade out, it was 2 inches too long, so I ended up having to ship it out anyway. Otherwise, I feel like it would have made a cameo in this plan with me. But yeah, so it's on its way to me now, but I don't actually have it. It makes me so sad. It also made me kind of, like, upset that I brought such a big luggage. Like, it was so unnecessary how big that was. I just needed a moment for that. So yeah. Now let me just flip open these because you guys can see that, like, I put all the full boxes in because I was like, that's just going to take a lot of time. Ow, 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 my hand's asleep. Ooh, all the blood is rushing. Oh, is that purple? Oh, okay, it's purple because I ate, what is it? What are they called? Candy apples? Is that what they're called? Chocolate covered apples. I don't know. Candy apple from Disneyland. So let me just flip this around, give my planner self some time to catch up with the rest of us, you know. Okay, I don't want to, like, bend anything out of shape. Okay, here we go. So starting on Friday, because I don't know what's taking me so long to figure out how to spell ice cream or ice skating. But I did spell waffles wrong. I think that's what was going on over there. So the first thing I marked on Friday was that I went on a 7 a.m. flight from Newark to LAX. We were delayed for 2 hours. It was glorious. We were in the plane already. I hate that. But I did have an aisle seat, so small victories. Then I had to wait for Kelly to pick me up from the LAX airport because she had just gotten off a cruise and there was, like, ridiculous traffic, and I'm like, I feel that. So I started watching The Mandalorian. I only got through 2 episodes. So yeah, but, like, Baby Yoda's so cute, and, like, the Mandalorian is hot, even though he never takes his, like, helmet off. Like, he's whatever I am, I never hate it. It's hilarious. I just have so much love to give to all the mysterious boys. So I watched The Mandalorian, and then when she picked me up, her and her friend Vicky, who was also on the cruise with her, they both picked me up, and we went to In-N-Out, and it was delicious. I was starving, and I like inhaled the whole burger, and I kind of wish I got 2 burgers, but I only got 1. So then we ended up driving to Anaheim, which was like an hour drive because of all the traffic. We got to the hotel, we checked in, and then I changed and we hopped on over to California Adventure. And let me tell you, the parks were packed. And I don't do well in crowds because they just overwhelm me, and I feel like my mind races a million different ways and I just can't enjoy things. But I did my best. The lines were really long, and I just had to kind of tell myself that that was going to be the case, and we're not going to be able to wait for like a shorter line than like 90 minutes or like 65. It was like surprisingly like weirdly like 65. So we went on Incredicoaster, which I'd never been on before. Oh, I guess I have been on it because it was California Screamin', but it was great as Incredicoaster. I loved all like the incredible stuff that was added to it, and then there's this one part that smells like cookies. It was great. Then we went to eat at where is it? Cocina Cucamonga, which was Mexican food, and I was all about it. I had little tacos. They were so delicious. Loved it. And then we went on Mission Breakout, which kept breaking down. But, oh my God, I think I loved it more than Tower of Terror. I appreciate Tower of Terror for everything that it did for me, for everything that it was for me. But, oh my God, Mission Breakout is just a wild ride. It's the same, like, similar thing of, like, the drop sequences, but they're so unexpected. Like, I think I have Tower of Terror sort of, like, figured out. And so, like, I'm like, the drops still scare the bejesus out of me, but like, it's a little bit more predictable. With Mission Breakout, it's like the music is pumping. It's like my type of music, and you're just falling every 5 seconds. And I'm like, what is happening? It was great. So then after that, we went over to Starbucks. I got a little bit of coffee in me, and then we walked over to Disneyland, which is like you just like walk right across, and there's Disneyland. So we went to Disneyland. We went on Star Tours, and I wrote that like you're gonna see the stickers like oh my God, and like what did I use the sticker twice? I think I used the oh my God crying sticker twice in this red. Ah my God, I told you, emotional wreck. But we were going to go wait on Star Tours, and we were getting online. It was like 20 minutes to wait, and kids, it was people, like adults too. They were doing this thing where they were hopping over the rope because, like, what is the point of walking all the way around if no one's walking and no one's, like what's the point of walking that whole way if you could just jump over the rope? So I guess what had happened is the cast members were telling people to walk around the rope instead of over it, and I was like, yeah, no problem. And Kelly didn't hear. She was just doing it. And I'm like a goody two-shoes. So like I'm going to follow the rules and I won't jump over the rope. So as we were walking around the rope, a cast member comes over to us, a different one. And she was like, guys, come with me. And I was like, what's happening? And like Kelly was the one that's following. She's like, come with me. I'm going to get you like on the ride. Now I'm going to walk you onto the ride. And I was like, what? So because we followed the rules, they pulled us out of the line and just let us cut the 20-minute line. Which, okay, you're like, okay, all your lines were like 85 minutes or something like that. Like, what is 20 minutes? What is 20 minutes? Doesn't matter. They let us cut the whole line, let us pick the row that we wanted to sit in. And I said, because, like, of course, I'm kind of just like, I don't care. I was like, I don't care what row. And we got to sit in the back row, which is like my favorite row. I don't like sitting too close on Star Tours. Like, we just got to get on. Also, Star Tours now has a lot of spoilers about Rise of Skywalker, so just be mindful of that if you're going to Disneyland anytime soon and you haven't seen Rise of Skywalker and you want to. But like my baby Kylo Ren was there and it was glorious, and I was just like, I've never had a magical moment happen to me. Even when I wear the birthday button, nothing happens. It just happens to my sister, but it was glorious. I loved it. It was a very Star Wars weekend for me. It was a Star Wars last 2 weeks for me. Like, there was just a lot happening Star Wars related. Kind of like it made me kind of consider using the Galaxy's Edge like Star Wars kit, like Star Wars themed kit that ScribblePrintsCo has, but like I'm so glad I didn't because this is way more beautiful. So yeah, I went on Star Tours, had that magical moment, and then we walked over to Galaxy's Edge just to see it. I always feel like I'm like a nerd and I have these weird, they're not weird interests, but I have obsessions and interests. I also wouldn't call them obsessions. Obsessions and interests, I do. And I get really excited, but like I know a lot of people don't share in that excitement, so I get like weird about like making sure people want to go where I want to go and like not making sure they don't have a miserable time. What I'm getting at is like I was like, can we just walk over to Galaxy's Edge so we can like see it and like just like so there's not a lot of people because it's like 10 o'clock at night and a lot of people had like left the parks. Nobody minds. It's just like a me problem and like my perception of like I like feel bad dragging people to the things that I want to see very badly. And I wanted to see Galaxy's Edge. When I walked in there, let me tell you, I almost cried. I feel like if other people are around me, I don't cry, but I would if I wanted to be there by myself with like AirPods in, listening to like the Star Wars albums. Like I just wanted to do that. It was beautiful. It's gorgeous at night. It was beautiful in the daytime too, but I think it was my favorite at nighttime. And we were there pretty much every single day that I was in Disneyland. We were there at nighttime at one point, and it was beautiful, and I loved it, and it made me emotional. But what else is new? And I was also like, Harry Potter World needs to take notes because there needs to be an immersive, as immersive as Galaxy's Edge is. I want that for Harry Potter. Wizarding World and Universal is great, but I need the immersive equivalent to it. Did that make any sense? None of what I said just made any sense. Forgive me. So anyway, we went over to Galaxy's Edge and there was like no line for Doc Onder's Den of Antiquities, which is where you get like the Kyber crystals and all that fun stuff and like merch. But usually there's like a really long line in the daytime. So because there was no line, I was like, can we just go ahead in and like see what they got? So I was going to get a yellow Kyber crystal for the lightsaber that I was going to build the next day. But then like I just could not resist also getting the red Kyber crystal and then later getting the purple one at the end of the week. The red one is so cool. I can't believe I almost did not get that one. It's amazing. So then there was a single rider's line for Smuggler's Run, which is the ride in the Millennium Falcon. Flippin' amazing. I loved it so much. If you do single rider, though, you're most likely to get Engineer, which was fine the first time, but then we ended up doing it again the next day, and we got Engineer again because we were doing the single rider line, but that's because you're the last one to be added to the party, and Engineer is the last role to be given out. So you could be pilot, gunner, engineer. There's 2 per role. So, yeah, I ended up being the pilot the next day, but, like, it was so much fun, and then you're kind of, like, inside the Millennium Falcon while you wait for your boarding group to be called. It's beautiful, it's crazy, and I loved it so much. And then we went on Splash Mountain, even though it was, like, negative 32 degrees outside. It was so flipping cold. It was cold because I was not dressed appropriately. Like, I was in a t-shirt and pants. Oh, thank God I was in pants. I actually bought a Pizza Planet Spirit jersey for my sister because I thought it was perfect for her, but because it was so cold, I put it on because I was freezing. Yeah, so we went on Splash Mountain because the line was only like 10 minutes long, and like if the line is 10 minutes long, you do it. And then we went on Winnie the Pooh because I love that ride so much. It's so cute, and it's such an acid trip sometimes, but I love it. It's adorable. So yeah, that was my Friday. I can't believe that was so much. Sorry if what I said before didn't make any sense. I feel like if you babble like me, it'll make sense to you, or you get the general gist, but if not, I'm so sorry. So then moving on to Saturday. Saturday, it was me, Kelly, and Kelly's friend Cam that came to Disneyland because I think he lives by there. She met him on the cruise she was at, and she was like, hey, come hang out with us. So he came to hang out with us, and I don't know why. I was like, did I mention that there's like a bazillion people? No, but just in case, there's a third party with us. So the first ride we did was Hyperspace Mountain, which was a 15-minute wait because that was the first thing that we went to. Then we hopped onto Astro Blasters because the line was also very short, and that's really like one of my favorite rides. Like I love playing Astro Blaster. I think I like it better in Disney World though, because you get to do that cheat thing where you just hold the button, but in Disneyland you actually have to blast over and over again, and it's just like, it hurts my little finger. Then we headed on over to Starbucks. We thought there was a Jamba Juice, but I guess they closed it down. So we got Starbucks, and then we went and waited for Indiana Jones for like an hour and a half, but it was so super duper fun. And we got the first row, and I got to be by the wheel, which was great. And I had a lot of fun. Then we went to a place called Tropical Hideaway where they had like buns to eat, and they were delicious, so good. And then we headed on over to Galaxy's Edge because this is the day that I was going to make my lightsaber and Kelly was going to build her droid. Yeah, so while we were walking around, because we got there early, I tried blue milk, which is weird. It's not weird. It's weird in taste. When I first sniffed it, it smelled like nail polish. And then I tasted it and it smelled like it was supposed to be a pina colada, but the pina colada didn't know how to be a pina colada. I liked that it was blue. I loved the color. I didn't get it. I still kept drinking it. And like after a while, it kind of grew on you. But still, I don't think I'd get it again for $8. I'd say try it, but I just would not get it again. And then, oh my God, then the first order was out, like lurking around everywhere. And we saw Kylo Ren's ship. We saw like a little show. And then they left and we had to wait because I saw somewhere that it said they'll let you have to like check in for Sabi's workshop like 20 minutes early. But they like were not letting us check in. So we were just like chilling out at Galaxy's Edge. I was taking pictures of everything. And then the first order showed up again. And there was like a big group of people around them and I couldn't see, but I was trying to film Kylo Ren anyway and the stormtroopers behind him. But then he was like, part, like, get out my way. I don't know how he said it. And then he stopped in front of me and he goes, I see where your loyalties lie. And I was like, huh? Because my shirt was a shirt from Target that had the periodic table of villains on it. And like, I'm so awkward because I was just like doing the 2-finger salute to him and I was like, oh my God, like I don't know how to act normal even around boys in masks. But like I needed that. That was great. And like he interacted with me and then everyone was just like chasing after him. I'm like, I didn't even have to chase him. He came to me. So I'm hoping that's like a premonition for 2020. You know what I'm saying? But it was great. I was really awkward. He's like, I pray you don't let me down. And I was like, I probably will, because I was like on my way to make a lightsaber. But you know, like I could just be a Sith Lord. It's fine. So then after that, finally, I got to go to Sabi's workshop. I built a lightsaber. It is beautiful. It makes my heart so happy. It makes noises. It's gigantic. I'm just saying it's gigantic because it didn't fit in my suitcase. I did the elemental nature one because like I felt drawn to it. It's very neat. And then I put the blue kyber crystal in it and it was so magical. I didn't cry because there was a lot of people there and I feel like I got emotional, but like didn't cry because there was a lot of people there. Also, I was really hungry. Then we went to the Droid Depot where Kelly made a BB unit and I played with it the next morning or like when we got back to the hotel that night and I was like, crap, this is so much cuter and more fun than I thought it would be. So I was trying to play with her droid as much as I could. Then we went back over to California Adventure and we waited to do the Incredicoaster again because the line wasn't as long. And it's like one of the thrill rides, so you kind of have to do it. And when we got off, Kelly's friend Cam actually got us a cookie nom nom, which is that giant cookie from The Incredibles, and they sell it at Disneyland. It was delicious. I ate the whole thing by myself. I was trying to save Kelly some. I was like, I'm going to save her half. I saved her like a fourth of it. And then she didn't want it, so I finished it, and it was glorious. Then we went back to Disneyland on the Disneyland Railroad to get to the next destination because we weren't going to walk. And we got to go on It's a Small World, the holiday, and it's dressed to the nines. Their whole setup for It's a Small World at Disneyland is beautiful, and it's my mom's favorite ride. So I loved, like, I went on it and I took pictures for her, sent pictures to her. She sent nice, and I'm like, okay, glad you enjoyed that. And then we went on Pirates of the Caribbean. I watched too much TikTok. If you know where that's from, let me know. Alexa, play Pirates of the Caribbean. Thank you. If you don't watch, then that also made no sense to you. Yeah, and then we went back to Galaxy's Edge because I was trying to take pictures with my lit up lightsaber and I was walking around with it pretty much all day and people kept like pointing at me and mentioning it and I'm like, do you guys not know that they do these lightsabers here? Apparently they didn't. And like, so, but they were pointing at me and not actually asking me questions, so I felt very uncomfortable because it's just, I don't know, like who wants to be pointed at like that? But anyway, so we walked over to Galaxy's Edge. I got a decent picture. And then we saw that we went on Smuggler's Run as single riders. And then it was like midnight and they still had the ride open. And it was only a 20-minute wait to go as a group. So we did that. And then me and Kelly got to be pilots. And I got to be the pilot that sent the ship into hyperspace. That's the one on the right, by the way, if you're wondering. Right pilot gets to send the ship to hyperspace. So do that. It's amazing. I loved it so much. So yeah, I just wanted to mark that at the end of my day. Then last but not least, moving on to Sunday. Sunday was my last full day. at Disneyland and California Adventure, and the first thing I marked was that I played with BB Rebecca, which is the name of Kelly's droid, and it's a boy, so BB Rebecca is the dopest little droid in the universe. I was playing with him, and he was so cute. I was like, I protected him. Like, I buckled him into the seatbelt the next day, like when Kelly was going to drive me to LAX and then home. I protect that droid. He's so cute. Then we went over to Pizza Planet for breakfast, and I used this sticker because we grabbed everything at the buffet. Like, I don't think we ate dinner. No, we didn't eat dinner on Saturday, and we didn't grab a snack or anything, so I was starving. I grabbed a pepperoni pizza slice, a kid's spaghetti and meatballs, a Caesar salad, and then the kids' spaghetti and meatballs came with 2 applesauce pouches, and I ate pretty much all of it, except for the spaghetti and meatballs because the meatballs had no flavor and the sauce on it was giving me heartburn along with the pepperoni, but like, you know. So yeah, then we went on the Matterhorn, and I remembered that I hate the Matterhorn because it like jostles you everywhere in the worst way possible. I don't know why they don't update that track. It hurts so bad, and I had a headache that like just was not going away. I think by this time it was like midday, and I had popped like 4 Advils, but like my headache was just not going away no matter what I was doing. So going on that ride was like the absolute worst mistake ever. Then we went on the Jungle Cruise, which I love the Jungle Cruise. I'm here for a good punny dad joke. Love them to bits and pieces. Then we went to Westward Ho Trading Co. where I bought like a ton of pins. There was a Hanukkah pin, so I got a Hanukkah pin for 2019 with the 3 little cats from Aristocats. It was so cute. What else did I get? I got a Han and Leia pin that said, I love you, I know. I've seen that pin for forever, and like for some reason I never picked it up. But like if you look at it, it seems like my type of pin to have already picked up, and I didn't before, so I picked it up this time. Also, Kelly got like an annual pass this day, so then that also gave her 20% off merch. So I think went a little bit bananas. That could have helped. I just love pins. They're kind of like tattoos. I like the ones that are like, I like getting ones that show what I like, if that makes any sense. Like cool ones, and like that represent my trip in a way. So I got a lot of Star Wars pins, Hanukkah, and I got a Christmas one of Mickey and a reindeer. It's really cute. So yeah, I got a bunch of pins, and I put the sticker that says, oops, I bought too much. Then we went on Thunder Mountain, which broke down the day before. We waited for like 2 hours. And it's the worst line because you can see the beginning, middle, and end of that line. And I had like no idea where we were like in its place. But it was a lot of fun. It was great. Then I realized I was probably having a caffeine headache. Like I had no caffeine, therefore a headache. So we went to Starbucks and I got some coffee. They didn't make it well. The lady behind the counter was rude to me, which was, you know, wonderful. Like that really helped. But I drank it and I started to feel a lot better. Then, were we in California Adventure? No, that was the Disneyland Starbucks. So then we walked over to California Adventure, and apparently, like, I thought we did everything in California Adventure, but there was, like, a Monsters, Inc. ride. It's, like, a cute little baby ride, but, it's kind of like a baby, like a childish ride, but I really, really enjoyed it. It was so cute. It just, like, took you through, like, the day of Monsters, Inc. when, like, Boo escapes and all that. So that was really fun. Then there's, like, they have animation studios there. If you've been to Disneyland, California, and I'm like talking to you as if you were never there, I apologize. But like for anyone who's never been there, they have like an animation studios thing, this whole big room with like a bunch of stuff where it's like also where you can see like Disney princesses. But there's like animation stuff downstairs. There's like Beast's library and like the dungeon. And then you can do animation classes like they're like half an hour long, and you can draw. It's like an all-day thing, and you can keep going back to it. But we did it, and we got to draw Donald Duck, and I was, like, in love because it's flipping amazing. I feel like they had something like that at Hollywood Studios at one point, but they got rid of it. So I thought they got rid of it everywhere, but I was just so happy to, like, do it. It was great, and I thought we did everything. Then we saw Frozen at the Hyperion, which was live, and I thought it was going to be some, like, rinky-dink, like, I mean rinky-dink in the nicest way possible, but, you know, like, it wasn't going to be a full-on performance. It was a full-on performance of Frozen. We basically watched Frozen. It was beautiful. It was great. We sat all the way up in the balcony, and their seating is so steep, it kind of scared me, but that kind of just meant that everybody could see the stage. It was so glorious. I thought we were just killing time, but had I known how good it would be, I would have gone, like, willingly at first. I would have been like, let's do that. Like, not like, let's do that, but like, let's do that. Then we went over to Pixar Pier, and I got an angry dog. It's really cute because there's like a lot of inside out stuff towards the end of Pixar Pier, and there's like a food stand called Angry Dogs, and they sell hot dogs, and the angry dog is like a spicy hot dog. It was delicious with sriracha ketchup on top. And like, it made me have a craving for hot dogs, so I ended up having hot dogs the next day when I got home too. But it's so good. Then we went on the Little Mermaid ride, which is like, I didn't want to go on it if there was stuff to go on, but like, we needed time to kill before our reservation in Galaxy's Edge. See, we always ended up back at Galaxy's Edge. So we went on it, and I love it every single time. And then I noticed that, like, when I looked at Eric, I'm like, he resembles a lot of what I look for in a man physically. So I was like, oh, this explains so much. And I don't know why it took me that long to come to that conclusion. But like, now look at Prince Eric, look at Adam Driver, look at Dan Radcliffe, look at Anthony Boyle, and tell me I don't have a type. So then we went shopping at Downtown Disney. It's still called Downtown Disney in Disneyland, but I had this foil for it. So like, Disney Springs, same thing. I know what I'm talking about. What did I end up getting? I ended up getting a Funko Pop of Rey. They didn't have Kylo Ren, which was a bummer, but it's okay. And I didn't go crazy. I didn't buy more pins because I am going back to Disney World in, well, when you're watching this, I'm going back in like a week. So that's exciting. Then we went over to Oga's Cantina, which is like a little like bar tapas place. Oh my God, it's a bar tapas place. It's delicious. We got an alcoholic beverage and a non-alcoholic. Non-alcoholic was better, but it was still so cool to be in there. DJ Rex is a droid robot. He's dope. And then I got to watch the fireworks. They were like the last of the holiday fireworks. Got a mosh. It was wonderful. Did you miss the Viv Wiggle? If not, rewind and watch it again, because this kit is amazing. The spread is amazing. This was the best way to end an Erin Condren planner. I can't wait to move into the cloud, which is the next plan with me you're going to be seeing. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all for watching, because I know I'm not the best at it during school time. I'm just like really hyped up about this spread, guys, if you can't tell. It's like, look, what a way to end 2019 planner. That's not how I ended 2019, but basically what a way to end 2019. Am I right? All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!